In today's video, we're looking at coins that I purchased from a recent coin show. Now, this particular dealer sells exclusively foreign coins, and he has some really good things here. And one of the things that he brings at all of his show is a 5 for $1 bin of carded coins. And so it recently occurred to me that these could be some pretty good things for me to flip. Now, there are certainly things in here that I bought for my personal collection, but looking at these, I love the way he labels his coins, and not to focus on the coin bet yet, but when you look at the coin here, he's got the year, the country, he put a condition on here, the metal content, the KM number, the mintage of these coins. And so that is a fantastic level of detail that he puts on these coins, and he sells them 5 for $1. And so there's nothing value-wise that is very spectacular on here. As in, I looked up the book price of everything here. There's nothing that books over $2. So he knows what he has. But to get this level of detail, I think this is I'm getting a lot of good trade things in here. Now, I've also seen a lot of coins on here that are in some very old flips as well. And so he didn't label these, but when you see a flip this old, browned a little bit, the staples get a little bit rusty, those are kind of interesting too. So we're going to take a look at that one coming up here in just a moment. So let's dig in. These, as I said, were 5 for $1. I paid $7 for this entire lot. 5 times 7 is 35. So let's get going. We are going to start with this coin from Portugal. It's a 2.5 escudos. But the star, or the feature of this coin is going to be roller hockey. Or I guess in Portuguese, that'd be Mundial hockey. So it talks about how the World Roller Hockey Championships were held in Portugal in 1982. So I had seen one of these before, so this is my second one. Then this one is my third one. Another from Portugal. KM 614, nickel brass. Another roller hockey coin. And so here we're going to see this is the 1 escudo. They also made a 5 escudo in this set, and that was the one that I already had. So I think I have the complete set of all 3 of those. Now we're going to move on to this older flip from Egypt. Their calendar 1938, our calendar 38, their calendar 1357. It's a 2 millimes. King Farouk the First, KM 259. There's our number 2. So I thought those ones in pretty good shape for some of these Egyptian coins from King Farouk. So when you say the Y numbers on a catalog, on a flip like this, that I think that usually means the people who created the catalog were not able to definitively give it a KM number, like it says 259 right here. So the catalog I've been tracking my coins in for over 20 years was printed in 1996. And so it didn't even have Y80 on the coin there. Now, when they change it from a Y system to the KM numbering system, they'll print both of them on there for a few years, and the old number will drop off, the old Y numbers. So my catalog from 1996 didn't even have this labeled as a Y number. It only had the KM 259. So that tells me that this flip is at least 30 years old on here. So, a lot of us in the coin collecting community, we hold a coin and we think, wow, just think about how many people held this coin for all these years. And I'm looking at this flip thinking, just think of all the coin collectors who have held this flip. I'd like to know the history of the flip. So have you ever felt that way on a coin like this? Next one's going to be from Lithuania, and I've been purchasing this coin every time I find it for a trade piece, except it just occurred to me I've bought like 5 of these in the last couple of months. Maybe I should cut back a little bit, but it is the modern Lithuanian design. The 1, 2, and 5 centai all look like this. And they did switch to the euro, but for a long time, all of their circulating coins were made in 1991, and so this is the one that you see the most often, the aluminum 1, 2, and 5. There were 9 coins that they made in 1991. So they also made a 10, 20, and 50 out of bronze, and then out of copper nickel, they made a 1, 2, and 5 latai. We're going to move to a coin from Turkey, and I bought this one to be an upgrade to my collection. This is a 1 kudus coin from 1949. And I don't know if something got in there trapped with the flip, or if that's like a metal shaving that is actually something happened there, but you see something in the hole of that coin. So KM 881. So an uncirculated coin from Turkey. Going to move to Hungary. Coin made out of steel, and when I think of coins made out of steel, I think of coins this side of the 1970s that are made out of stainless steel, which look great 40, 50 years later. This one is made from 1940, and so I guess the steel back then wasn't stainless. So this one is KM 507, so I did have to change the number written on this flip. 507A was made from 1940 to 1942. The copper nickel version of this was made from 1926 through 1940. And if you can get the 1940 copper nickel version in very fine condition, it's pretty rare, has a book value of $30. Flip the design over here, and all the lines that are running through it, I think that's neat when you can get like the shadows on it. So I think that's a kind of a neat design, showing the crown also on here. So yeah, I like that one. Next we have Brazil. I think you put this in the flip upside down. Maybe? Depends on what's written in the banner. Kind of hard to say, but 1956, 50 centavos. I didn't have this coin, and let's see, uncirculated. I think this is the year of the monetary system. Now, of course, they went through hyperinflation after this, but this at least lasted for 25 years. Aluminum bronze, KM 556. Not sure what the HX means on here. So this is a 1-year coin. It was the previous year was a larger, and so this version of the coin adds national arms to it. I think previously they had made this coin honoring certain people. We're going to go back to Paraguay. My last couple of videos have had a lot of nice coins from Paraguay. This one is an FAO coin, brilliant uncirculated. 10 guaranis, KM 178, nickel bronze. And if you like animals, this one has a cow. Next, we're going to move to Peru. Another one that I bought to be an upgrade to my collection, since this one is another uncirculated collection, or an uncirculated coin. 1976, 1/2 of a sol, made of brass, KM 265. Half a sol de oro. Now this coin I was actually kind of surprised to find in a quarter bin. This one is a German coin from the Weimar Republic, a 200 mark. 1923. A is a Berlin mint mark. And so this kind of demonstrates a lot of the hyperinflation that was going on at the time. So in 1923, they also made a 500 mark coin out of aluminum. Now, oddly enough, in 1924, maybe they they revalued the coins, but in 1924, there was a 1 mark made out of silver, which is almost certainly worth a lot more than an aluminum 200 mark. But yet, despite that, they made a 1 pfennig coin throughout all these years. I thought that was kind of interesting. KM 35. Here is the eagle. That's another one that I bought to be an upgrade in my collection. Now we've got our first zinc coin of the video. This one is from 1923, made out of Poland. It's a 20 groszy. Listed as Y37 in the catalog. So it's a German occupation coin, and let's see which side is up on here. Here we go. There's 20. So these zinc coins can be, what do you have? This is very fine. Yeah, some of these zinc coins can be very fine and still be difficult to see. Of course, they tarnish, they turn black, and then they tarnish even more, and they kind of turn kind of white and fuzzy. So I'm not sure why this particular design was reprinted, or has a date of 1923 if they're going to strike it in 1941 through 44. Not quite sure the history of that. But one of the things you can tell is this one does not have a mint mark on it. And so that's one of the keys that it was made in 41 through 44. There's also a 1, a 10, a 5, and a 50 groszy that were made, that were dated, actually have a date of 1938 to 39 on it. So kind of this one might make a good coin to kind of look up the history on why it was done that way. Well, speaking of that, I put the two similar coins back to back. So here is the 10 groszy. So the W, no mint mark, means Warsaw. This one in the catalog of Y36. So a similar premise on that one. We'll now go to this coin from Bolivia, where their currency was the Boliviano. Another one that's going to be an upgrade in my collection. Bronze, KM 184. Un Boliviano. So unlike most coins, this one has a metal rotation instead of the coin rotation. So you flip it this way for it to stay upright. So there might be a variation on that. It also has an H mint mark right here because it's made by the Heaton Mint. The Heaton Mint mark of H is always incredibly tiny, and I have trouble finding them on the coins oftentimes. We'll move to a coin from Indonesia. 1994, 100 rupiah. Aluminum bronze, made 500,000 of these. KM53. Cow racing. So it has that in their language written right there. So I didn't know that cow racing was a thing. Going to move on to this coin from Sweden. This one is a 5 or 5 or. Swedish coins tend to show the 3 crowns on them. Made of iron. That's what the Fe means. Someone going to the periodic table to write down the metal content on these. But KM812, this is one of those coins that is difficult to find in higher grades. The book value on this one, if it was, let's see, he put very fine on here. So if you had extra fine, the book value is $4. If you had it in uncirculated condition, the book value is $17.50. So this one is made of iron, KM812. There is another version of this coin, KM779.2, which was made out of bronze from 1909 through 1950. We'll move to an uncirculated coin from South Africa. One-fourth of a penny from 1952, featuring George VI. KM 32.2. I recognize this coin because I filmed it in a different video earlier today. This coin was made from 1951 to 1952, is KM 32.2. Version 32.1, which I filmed earlier today, has one difference, where it has Sweet Africa is on the right, where it says South Africa is on the left, and so they switch places here in the back. Otherwise, everything else about it is the same. It has the 2 birds. It has the 1/4 of a D, goes back to their pre-decimal system. So that does mean 1/4 of a penny. That's the way they did it in Britain at the time. Although instead of calling it a quarter penny, they would have called this coin the farthing in Britain. We've got a coin from Uruguay. 50 new pesos. KM94, stainless steel. So the new pesos is why there's an N in front of the dollar sign on here. So Uruguay minted a lot of coins in 1989. They made a 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, 200, 500, all of these in 1989. And so each one is increasingly bigger in size. So the one new peso is quite tiny. Back to Paraguay. This one is a 5 guaranis and brilliant uncirculated. 1984. KM 166. This coin is made of steel. There is a KM166A that was made out of nickel bronze, but only in 1992. It's got some kind of flower on the back of that one. This one's from Yugoslavia, but it was from the short-lived Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. About the time that a lot of these countries were about to split apart into smaller countries. This is the 5 para coin, KM 164.1, made out of brass. This coin was made for 2 years, and then there is 164.2, which was a reduced size. And there's where it has Yugoslavia in 2 different alphabets. The Cyrillic alphabet up top, and then, the Cyrillic at the bottom, and then our alphabet there at the top. Now we're going to move to a coin from the Philippines. This must have an overdate on it because the list is 1969/6. A 1 centimo from the Philippines, aluminum, KM 196. Another coin that I had, but this one's going to be an upgrade. This features Lapu-Lapu, who was a local chief and one of the first national heroes as he was resisting Spain's colonizing forces in 1508. Let's take a look at the date there of 1969. Can you tell that it was a 66? And then repunched as a 69? I'm really not good with looking at overdates or things like that. That's not my specialty. But I do like this coin as it is a upgrade to my collection. Move to a 5 Hilero from Czechoslovakia, soon after World War II when it was still a republic. KM6. So they went from republic to socialist, but a lot of the design of the coins stayed pretty similar for several decades. Move on to a coin from Slovenia, Republic, year 2000. I believe they put the scientific name of the fish on their coins, so whatever species they have on the different coins. You'd think it says salmo, so that would be salmon, but this is actually going to be a trout. So this is a 1 tolar. Plural of that is tolarja. KM4. Here's where it says it's 1 tolar. Next, we'll move to a coin from Brazil. 10 centavos from 1970. Went so far as to say MS63 on this coin. So this is the thin planchet variety, which I think I could tell based on the date of it. I didn't have to get out a couple of them to compare it or measure it with a caliper or anything like that. 10 centavos. I think this is one of those coins where they made it for several years, but only kept 1970 on it for the next few years. So they minted this up until 1974, just kept the same date. So it is 578.2, and so there is a point one that is the thicker planchet. And then here's a design that we see on a lot of the Brazilian coins from that time. Next we have a coin from Argentina. From 1929. It's a 5 centavos. I have a coin that I'm going to record here in the future, specifically of Argentinian 5 centavo coins from the 20s through the 50s. But this specific coin, KM9, was minted from 1896 through 1942, so they had some pretty good consistency there for a while. This is the Argentinian equivalent of Lady Liberty, wearing the cap that you see on a lot of Central and South American coins. So I like the condition on that one. Next we have a zinc coin from Belgium, another one that is starting to turn kind of a fuzzy white. It's a 50 centimes from 1918. A lot of the more modern Belgium coins will have Belgie or Belgique. This one has both of them. It is a 1-year coin. Another German occupation coin. Here's where it has the denomination of 50 centimes. If you could find this one in MS60 condition, the book price is $25. But I'd never found this coin in any condition, so it was new to my collection. Next up, we have a coin from Austria. This is a tin Heller from 1915. They've got such a high number in their catalog, so KM 2822. So copper, nickel, zinc. A lot of coins that have those three metals almost give it a silver look to it. And then the two-headed eagle that you see in a lot of Austrian coins from that time. Next coin from Indonesia. We have an FAO coin here. This one is the 100 rupiah from 1971. This one is a 1-year coin, KM33, copper nickel. And then back to Austria. Another coin made out of iron. So sometimes I'm just happy finding this coin not rusty when it's made out of iron. So this one is KM 2826. Back to the eagle design, shield in front of it. Now a coin from Colombia. This is a 1 centavo. From 1952. The metal here is nickel-clad steel. That is KM 275A. There is a copper nickel version of this coin. I actually had a bunch of them that I once got in a mystery lot, and those were all minted from 1918 to 48, so it was essentially identical to this one. So it just has a Roman numeral 1 here on the back. There's also a 2 and a 5 that I've once got a large quantity of those. Somewhere in here is a B mint mark. I didn't see it earlier, but that would mean it's from Bogota. Well, I'm looking for it and I still can't find it. Oh, that must be it down here at the bottom, I guess. Can't really tell for sure if that's a B or not. We'll move on to Iceland for a 1 Aurur coin from 1959. Bronze, KM8. 1.6 million of those. Pretty easy to find coin, but I got it as an upgrade. We'll move to Nicaragua for an FAO coin. So it has a outline of the shape of Nicaragua on their coin. 1974, made of aluminum. KM29. The FAO, this is the FAO version. The non-FAO version do not have the words inside the circle. Produce Almientos. It's going to be a 10 centavos of a Cordoba. Now we've got a coin from Luxembourg from 1947. It's going to be the 25 centimes. Another one that I got is an upgrade. This one still has some luster left. So from 1946 to 47, this coin was made, KM45. And then they made this coin out of aluminum, 45A, from 1954 through 72. So that version of the coin is a whole lot easier to find. Kind of surprised I could find this coin in the quarter bin. Coin made out of nickel, 25 centimes. KM 856, made from 1904. One time it was priced at $2, and he lowered the price to his quarter bin. He had written on here polygonal, but I never figured out what that meant. It kind of reminds me of a United States dime with that pillar here on the back. So it's the Third Republic. If you can find this coin in uncirculated MS60, the book value is $16. Now we're going to move to a coin from South Arabia. Today that would be Yemen. This is the easiest coin to find from South Arabia. I've gotten several of these over the year. KM1, it's aluminum. 1 fils. $1964. And then here is our last coin of this video. Going to be another from Poland, 1971. At the time, the currency was the Finnegow. Another coin made out of iron. So as I put a note here, there are some varieties of this coin. This is the leg away from the edge variety. So you can find other varieties where the legs here are almost touching the edge. This one's, the mint mark is an F and it's repeated. So it's the dual F, one here, one there on the other side. That means this was made in Stuttgart. The legs touching the edges variation is much more rare, as if you found that one in fine condition, would have a book value of $7.50, whereas this one only books for a quarter. And there is also a zinc version of this coin, which is KM6A, and that coin books for $25. All right, hope you liked this video. Some of these coins are eventually going to be for sale in a future eBay lot, probably, unless I can find someone local to trade with. But until then, if you want to check out coins that I might have for sale, check out my link below to my eBay listing. If I have anything for sale, it's going to be listed there. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.